This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
But wait, something profoundly inexplicable just happened. How can activity in the brain trigger feelings? It's just squishy stuff. How can mere meat, as cyberpunk novels dismissively refer to the body, engender sentience? Putting it more generally, how can anything physical give rise to something non-physical, to subjective states? Whether it is the pain that I experienced on that distant summer day on the Atlantic shore, the joy I feel upon seeing my children, or the taste of a sparkling Vouvray, all have the same problematic origin in agitations of nervous matter. It is problematic because of the seemingly unbridgeable gap between the nervous system and its interior view, the sensations that it generates. On the one hand is the brain, the most complex object in the known universe, a material thing subject to the laws of physics. On the other hand is the world of awareness, of the sights and sounds of life, of fear and anger, of lust, love, and ennui. These two worlds are closely related, as a stroke or a strong blow to the head demonstrates dramatically. Oscar Wilde expressed it poetically. It is in the brain that the poppy is red, that the apple is odorous, that the skylark sings. But exactly how does this transformation happen? How does the brain construct conscious experience? Through its shape, its size, its activity, its complexity? Consciousness does not appear in the equations that make up the foundations of physics, nor in chemistry's periodic table, nor in the endless ATGC molecular sequences of our genes. Yet both of us, I, the author of these lines, and you, the reader, are sentient. That is, the universe in which we find ourselves, a universe in which particular vibrations of highly organized matter trigger conscious feelings. It seems as magical as rubbing a brass lamp and having a djinn emerge who grants 3 wishes. I am a nerd. As a kid, I built my own home computer to implement the Boolean laws of logic. I would lie awake in bed designing elaborate tunnel-boring machines in my mind. So, it was natural for me to wonder during my toothache whether a computer could experience pain. Suppose that I coupled a temperature sensor to my laptop and programmed it in such a manner that if the room became too hot, the word pain would appear on its screen in big red letters. But would pain feel like anything to my Mac? I'm willing to grant many things to my Apple product, especially coolness, but not sentience. But why not? Is it because my laptop operates on different physical principles? Instead of positively and negatively charged sodium, potassium, calcium, and chloride ions sloshing into and out of nerve cells, electrons flow onto the gates of transistors, causing them to switch? Is that the critical difference? I don't think so, for it seems to me that ultimately it must be the functional relationships of the different parts of the brain to each other that matter, and those can be mimicked, at least in principle, on a computer. Is it because people are organic, made out of bones, muscles, and nerves, whereas computers are synthetic, built out of titanium, copper wire, and silicon? That doesn't appear critical either. So perhaps it is because humans evolved by chance and necessity, whereas machines were explicitly designed. The evolutionary history of animals is radically different from that of digital machines, a difference that is reflected in their distinct architecture. But I don't see how that affects whether one or the other is conscious. It has got to be the physical state of the system right now that makes a difference, not how it got to be the way it is. What is the difference that makes a difference? In philosophy, the difficulty of explaining why somebody can feel anything is often referred to as the hard problem. The term was coined by the philosopher David Chalmers. He made his reputation in the early 1990s by a closely argued chain of reasoning, leading him to conclude that conscious experience does not follow from the physical laws that rule the universe. These laws are equally compatible with a world without consciousness, or with a different form of consciousness. There will never be a reductionist, mechanistic account of how the objective world is linked to the subjective one. The term hard problem, with its capital H, as in impossibly hard, subsequently went viral. Nobody disputes that the physical and the phenomenal worlds are closely linked in billions of people every day of their lives, but why this should be so is the puzzle.